Hello, I'm Adam,
I'm Phyllis.
and together you're watching us produce Alaska Cut the Cord.
Come join us out here.
So we're going to shoot this video a little differently than some YouTube channels do them. We're going to start by answering some of the questions between the two of us. As you go into this, I know the same kind of questions are always going to come up. So we're going to try to address some of those right now. The first one would be, what are we doing? Phyllis?
Upsetting our lives and moving from Wisconsin to Alaska.
Right.
That's just an overview.
Yeah, we have lived the last 8 years in Farm, Wisconsin, and for the last 8 years we've wanted to move to Alaska. We did a lot of work on our house, trying to get things ready. The market wasn't that good, and at the same time we have a son, and he wasn't wanting to have his life upset. I can understand that. We've taken 3 total trips to Alaska. The latest one being the week after the 4th last year, just exploring Alaska and kind of trying to decide on the region that we want to live, because as you can imagine, Alaska's huge. And we finally got our opportunity this spring. We didn't even list our house. It sold for an amazing price, and we've been preparing for years for this move, and we were able to do it.
We were still not prepared.
No, no, Phyllis is 100% right. The task of reducing 21 years of marriage down to, we've answered the first question, which is why. It's just something we have both always wanted to do. We got the ideal opportunity, and we're going to do it. We talked about where. We're not going to disclose that just yet, but we do have an area picked out. We even have a house picked out, but we got to get there. I think I'll let you start on that one.
So, some of the hard things to leave behind. We'll skip that.
Okay. One of the major questions that everybody asked, even when I informed my job that I was going to be leaving, and trust me, I had a job that I really enjoyed. It was hard to leave. Telling my boss was one of the hardest things I've had to do. But the other questions that come up are, what about family? You know, do you have a bunch of family there? What about your family back home? Well, Phyllis and I, we have one child. I shouldn't call him a child anymore. He's 18. And it was always very upsetting to him to think about doing this move. Well, we held off a year in listing the house, and we told him that we would list again when he was 18, and at that point it would be his choice. You could go, you could stay, but that's going to be on you. And he chose to stay, which I don't begrudge him for that whatsoever.
He's got family, a job.
Yep.
He's doing some more schooling.
Yep. He's
lady friend.
Yes, he's got a girlfriend. And he's going to do just fine. And he also knows that our door is always open. But what about the rest of the family? As far as my family goes, I'm not particularly close So it doesn't bother me at all. But Phyllis,
My family, we are close, but we're not in each other's pockets. And they're very supportive of all of this. My mother has cousins and stuff up here that I have met before at family reunions. So technically, yes, I have family up here that if I need to, we can call them, which is really kind of a nice feeling.
it is. To move to a place 2,400 miles from home with nobody waiting for you to get off the boat, that's tough. That's you know, we have each other. We've been married a long time, and we've
75 years.
I know at least 7,500 years, um, and that's pretty much all we have. So we're kind of going out on a limb here.
Yeah.
What about pets? Well, that's a story that's inconvenient. We've always had pets, right? You've had cats since before I met you, um, and we still do have pets. But we ran into a problem from the minute we heard we were going to close. We were all excited because this big custom RV that I built to travel through Canada and make it to Alaska
With the pets.
with the pets, correct, and most of our stuff. But Canada, well, I'm not going to say anything negative here. I'm going to be on the positive side. Has decided to not let people from the lower 48 through unless you have a job, a driver's license, and an address, of which we have none.
Nothing.
So we had a last minute change and decided to drive all the way across the country to Seattle, put our things on the Alaska Marine Lines, a barge, and pay a lot of money and ship it to Alaska. So that's what we're going to do.
We couldn't put our pets on a barge.
We couldn't.
We thought about flying them, but it's 5.5 hours. I could not put our dogs and our cat in the bottom of an airplane for 5.5 hours. It's not right to the animals, I don't think.
No.
And they're too big to put in a carry-on. They're 2 German Shepherds and a 22-pound cat.
Yes, one. So we've got Ruger and Apollo, the German Shepherds, and they are, because everyone's going to be concerned, what did you do with your pets? Did you just leave them? Did you take them somewhere? Our son is taking care of them, and our really good friend, she was our neighbor where we lived, and they're helping out. What we're hoping to do, whenever it happens, when the border opens, I will fly back, I will buy a truck, I will grab whatever stuff I left behind and the animals and bring them up here. I don't know when that's going to be. It may not be this year.
Wow.
So
that would suck.
Yeah, it's really tough, but that is the times that we live in.
One question that I always got, well, there were several, but, well, you gonna, just rough it and go off grid and blah, blah, blah? Kind of, but Alaska is a place where you can be as remote as you want.
Right.
We're not that far from a Walmart, or we're what, half hour, 40 minutes?
Yeah, about a
which
half
isn't any different than when we were in Wisconsin anyway.
No, it's the same.
Are we off grid? Yes.
Yes.
We are off grid. We do
Very
not
much.
have indoor plumbing.
No, but
But
some of those things I will probably change over time. We have a lot of awesome plans. There's going to be some videos you're just going to love here. We are planning to do a solar system. We are planning to do a large fenced-in garden. I'm going to have a garage of some sort. It may just start with a Connex so I can put my toolbox in there, but we will have those things. And like Phyllis said, we'll be as off-grid as we want to be. It's not something that is determined by location. And what we're talking about is the house we're looking at. It's, it's not fly in only or only accessed by snow machine. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be fun. Well,
what will we do for work?
Very good question. What will we do for work? Everyone wants to know that.
My usual answer was whatever I want.
Yeah, it's not something I'm worried about. Where we're going, let's start by talking about where we've been. Where we've been, we had a large monthly payment on a house. We had a payment on a new truck. We had credit card, cell phone, just like everyone else. Our goal in this mission, and I may usurp that occasionally, is to be pretty much debt free and not be borrowing any money. That's not where we're going to be. We didn't come up here so we can have the life we had. We're coming up here to have a different kind of life. And by the way, I remembered that quote. A step back to a simpler time is not a step backwards. And I'm not sure who that quote is from, but I think it kind of defines what we're doing. It's a big change for us. So we're happy. We're excited. Don't take our sober appearance to mean something else, but
we have resting mean faces.
No, we're
yeah, and I always get asked, well, what are you gonna do? Why would you do that? We're gonna do what we want and enjoy life.
Yeah.
Kick back, make it more simple.
Yeah.
And yeah. And the nice thing is there's a little coffee shop just around the corner. So if I want to go get some coffee, I can get some coffee.
There's that. So I hope you join us and want to stick with us and see this journey. Obviously, the like and subscribe come into play. It's going to be fun. You're going to get to see some stuff. So that's all I got. And as always, I'm going to end this video session like I always will, and that is love you, bye.
Love you, bye.